Alrighty, and we are ready to pull out.
You want some help?
Oh no, I got it, man. I got it.
I'd push on the wing struts, but there aren't any. One of the bonuses of a Sling highway. I'm gonna slide back towards you. Yeah, I woke up and the phone hadn't been charging overnight. That's typical.
Easiest way to get inside this airplane is if you slide the seat all the way back. What you're gonna do is you're gonna start in front of the gear. Take your left foot, because it's gonna be your outside foot. So take your outside foot and then then you can grab on kind of like to the pillar right here.
Yeah.
And then kind of push yourself up.
Right.
Leg over the stick.
Oops.
There you go.
Over the stick, not into it. Yeah, it's a bit of getting used to.
There you go, and then slide yourself forward, and we're good to go right there.
How's the leg room back there?
Fine, I got plenty.
Okay, good.
Cool.
All right. You have a go-around button.
Cool.
Fly good, don't suck.
Fly good, don't suck. Wise words to live by.
Yes. Don't turn into a Volkswagen.
There you
That was one of mine.
There you
He
go.
was my flight instructor way back when. He's like, make sure you keep airspeed, otherwise you turn into a Volkswagen. And as we know, Volkswagens don't fly very well.
Exactly. Cool. All right, engine start. Key will go into the ignition.
Right.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go master on. If you want to go ahead and throw on the master, we'll go ahead and throw EFIS back up on, this guy right there. This back up, and then flaps, you could flaps all the way up. Trim to neutral, we'll check once the screen comes live.
All right, yeah.
And then fuel on the lowest tank, navigation, but we're flying VFR today, so that's okay.
Yep.
Expire, that's okay. Go ahead and hit continue. And then trim is a little bit towards the upside. I'm gonna go ahead and go a little nose down trim. I like to bias it a little more towards up, just kind of helps me get the airplane off the ground.
Sure.
If you're selected the lowest tank, it's gonna be the left tank. We'll go ahead and switch that over to the left. I visually checked earlier.
Right.
Lane A switch is gonna be coming on. We got lane B. And then main fuel pump. Main fuel pump is gonna be right by your left leg. It's gonna be fuel pump number 1. And then EMS backup, we're gonna go ahead and turn that on. So what we're looking for is the lane lights to extinguish. Lane lights extinguished, we're gonna bring that up, and then we're gonna look at the PSI as well within the green. That's good to go. You can turn EMS back up off. This guy right there. Sounds good. Alright, we're gonna wait for everybody to be clear. Parking brakes are good and set. Everyone's clear, and if you want to go ahead and close your door for me, it takes a good little slam. There you go. Clear, prop!
And go.
Yes, sir. And then for what, 2,000? Looking for 2,500, getting electric. Batteries plus, amps are plus, that's good. Main 13.7, that's good. And we're going to go avionics and then autopilot. Yes, sir.
So after a lengthy and detailed pre-flight, which I really appreciate Garrett taking the time, we finally got the engine started and started taxiing so we could actually do some more testing after we got clearance to taxi to the run-up bay. There's the GNX 375, the G3X touchscreen panels, and this is pretty much a similar setup to the high wing that we'll be building starting January of 2026 here on the Gold Coast in Australia. If you've seen any of my previous videos where we checked out the high wing versus the low wing, we obviously decided on the high wing just for its more spacious interior, easy to get in and out of. I wanted to fly a high wing as I hadn't really had a chance except for maybe 10 minutes on our demo flight. So while I was traveling in California, I contacted Edward, the marketing director, and he lined this up, and I'm so appreciative because it's a great airplane to actually take the controls off.
3, 2, 1, thank you. Alrighty, we're going to pull up here into the run-up of 4, 2, 9 left. Very busy airport. It is. That's a very high intensity training airport. Yeah, you're ready for any airport from there. Line ourselves up for the run-up. Front brake comes on. Okay, disappeared. Alright, so when it comes to the run check, face into the wind if possible, we're doing our best. We like to anchor ourselves diagonally, that way we can fit as many airplanes into the run-up as possible. Alrighty. Brakes held and set, and then a pilot briefing. So the pilot briefing is going to be runway 29 left. We have 3,000 feet of runway available to us, 75 feet wide. On the takeoff roll, if we suspect any anomaly, cut power, smooth, maximum braking, stop on the runway, taxi off. If we take off and we have an anomaly, we have no more years of beryllium beneath us, we'll plan to land straight ahead. There is a road cut called Hawthorne that's directly off to the right. PCH runs parallel to the coast. We also have a golf course that's 20 degrees off the left and about 2 miles. Yeah, exactly. And then if we have at least 600 to 1,000 feet of altitude, we will attempt to turn back to the field, land on 1-1 left. And if we have an anomaly above 1,000 feet, we'll just make an amend to charter pattern, land on 2-9 left or 2-9 right. In any case, it'll be my controls because I have more experience in this aircraft, and because you are you have your private pilot, yeah. Right? Yeah, and I'll let you handle the compass. All right, so pilot briefing is complete, and now we're going to do our controls, our box check. So what I like to do with this aircraft, because we have a joystick, what I like to do is I like to push the stick all the way forward, bring it over to the right, bring it back, left, forward, and then back again, and do the exact same thing the opposite way. So basically what I'm doing is I'm checking the limitations of the elevator back, and then ailerons all the way to the left, elevator full forward, and then ailerons back to the left, ailerons left, and then back to the right, to ensure that there's no restriction in the control movement. Right. There. Cool. So now, verify that we have the parking brake set. Now we're going to run up the engine. So what we're going to do is we're going to advance the throttle to 4,000 RPM. All right, we're advancing throttle forward. I'm looking at the ground while I'm doing this. I'm ensuring that we are not rolling. Right. So when you're just dealing with a parking brake, there you go. The hill control. 4,000 RPM. All right, 4,000 feet. What I'm going to have you do is go ahead and turn off lane A for me, please. So lane A is off. The light is on. We're looking for instrumentation failure. We're looking for the RPMs to climb. That's good. And then lane A back on. So now what we're looking for is the instrumentation failure to go away, and then we're looking for the lane light to extinguish. Lane light extinguishes, and then our RPM comes back to where we started. That's very good. Now we're going to do our lane B check. Lane B goes off, lane light is on, instrumentation failure, RPM stabilized, lane B back on, please. Instrumentation is coming back, lane light extinguished, and RPMs are recovering. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do our fuel. Now we're going to go ahead and do our fuel pumps check. So go ahead, fuel pump 2 on. We're going to watch it climb. We're in hot weather right now, and we have 2 pumps on, so it's going to be in the yellow in the PSI, 47.5. That's okay. 47.6. That's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to go main fuel pump 1. We're going to turn that on. We're going to watch the PSI come back down into the green. That's good. I'm happy with that. Main fuel pump back on, please. PSI climbs, and then fuel pump 2 off, please. Very good. And back to the green. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our engine, we're going to do a prop governor test. So in order to do this, we have to advance the throttle to 4,500 RPM. $4,500. And it's stable. Brakes are still holding. Yep, that's good. Now we're going to do a prop governor test. So with airplanes with a prop lever, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the prop lever back smoothly back to 4,000, and then swiftly back forward. And we're going to do this 3 times over. So that was the first one. Now here comes the second check.
Do it nice and gently just so you don't overstress the seals and everything.
Exactly. Back to 4,000, and then swiftly back forward. At 4,500, last check. Smoothly bring it back. And it's at 4,000. Advance that RPM forward again. That's good. And now we're going to take the power and we're going to reduce it down to 2,000 RPM. First, I'd like to bring it all the way to idle to ensure that we have an engine at idle.
Yep.
Holding at 17 for the Rotax requirements. It's the minimum is 1,700 RPM, but we like to put it at 2,000 just for extra cooling for the engine. The engine prefers it.
Yeah, sure.
So we're holding it at 2,000.
On one day like today.
Very good.
That didn't take much to go back up to 2,000.
Yeah, so what we're going to do now is after the prop governor test, we're going to look over the hood, over the cowling, and we're going to make sure that there's no oil. No oil, everything's clean. Very good, that's what we want to see. And now breakers check. So the breakers check is going to be on this side right here. It's going to be a page called VPX.
You got the electronic breakers here.
Yeah, so we look at everything from air data to audio, autopilot, coming all the way down. Boost pump 2 is off just because we don't have it on right now. G5, the GAD 27, the GTN 650, that's this guy right here. MFD, nav lights, PFD, strobe, starter is off because we don't need it. Transfer pumps, we don't have that in this airplane. We have our transponder on, taxi light is on. Very nice. Okay, engine instruments check. Everything is well within the green. Everything after the run-up is good. Altimeter is set 29902 from the ATIS. Navigation is set. We're just doing a straight-up departure. We're going out to the practice area. And autopilot is turned on and is ready to be used. Reset that heading to 296 runway heading. Before takeoff, check. Transponder is already set at 1200. Fuel pumps are both on. If you could do me a favor, go and turn on fuel pump number 2, please. Fuel pump number 2 is on. Trim is already neutral. We already verified that earlier. Flaps, takeoff position number 1. Now, everyone that flies a high wing, they prefer to fly it at flaps 2 because you get a little extra lift off the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, flaps 2, and then propeller verify full fine. Full fine, it already is. And seatbelts check. I'm good. You still good?
Still good.
All right, doors close and latch. And I'm going to give my door a little shake. Give your door a little shake.
Solid.
Cool. Perfect. Alrighty. Runway, 29 right. Lights on as necessary. Runway alignment verify. Perfect.
Nice touchscreen.
Yeah, very, very nice. Yeah.
You got tons of leg room back there?
Yeah.
North Ground Sling 619 Hotel Whiskey, run a complete turn left.
Saying that Hotel Whiskey behind, Sling on Alpha, cross Alpha, then contact tower 133.07.
After the Sling, passing east on Alpha, taxi behind them and contact North Tower 9 Hotel Whiskey.
North Ground, November 556 Alpha Mike with information Charlie and Delta.
Ready for runway clear. Delta's out of the way. No one's coming down. Alpha eastbound or westbound. We're good.
29 left, Delta Alpha Golf for 6 Alpha Mike.
All right, clear right, straight and left. I'm going to pull it right behind 2-1 Tango. I'd like to leave a little extra room just in case our brakes do fail. We have time to kick the rudder, get out of the way. All right, would you like to do the takeoff, sir?
I would love to.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to go, once we go full power, we're going to rotate at 65 and climb out at 80.
65 and 80.
Go. And then once we climb out, we're going to wait for 400 feet MSL on our altimeter to go from flaps 2 to flaps 1. And then we're going to wait for 600 feet to go from flaps 1 to flaps up.
400, 600.
Yep. And then once we pass 1,000 feet AGL, what we're going to do is we're going to dial the RPM from 5,800 down to 5,500 for a climb. Yep. And then once we're at our cruising altitude, of 3,500, which I will go ahead and bug right now. Once we're at 3,500, we're going to dial the RPM back anywhere between 5,000 to 5,200 RPM. I personally like to keep it at 5,100 just to kind of take care of the engine. Yeah, just to be nice to it.
Yeah.
Orange Power 6619 Hotel Whiskey number 2 in sequence 2 on the left for straight out departure.